everybody, I'm Pastor Brandon, and I'm joined today by Pastor Andrew Foss and by Lynn. We've had lots of questions asked to us recently about what our plans are here at Emmaus Road Church. So we take some of the questions that we've been asked, and we're going to have Lynn ask us those questions. And then we've also asked Lynn to interject any additional questions that she might have. So even if it's in the middle of an answer, like jump in and ask questions. And in saying that, we'd also like to say to you that if you're watching this and you have questions, post your question in the feed, and we'll answer it. It might be a little bit later when we answer it, but we will answer it. We watch it regularly. We try to respond to everything we can. So with that, we're going to have a little Q&A session right now, okay? So thanks for joining us.
Yep. Sounds good. Right, so with all the changes that have been occurring lately, are you guys planning on having church services this weekend?
Yeah. So here's how we answer this one. And I've been asked this question a lot. You know, whenever I go to the grocery store or go into like a business or something, this is the question they've been asking me the last couple of days. And here's what we're going to say to you guys. We are going to meet this week. And here's why. See, we have been listening to what our elected officials have been telling us to do since this whole COVID thing has started. We've taken a break from church and we switched to online services when they've asked us to, and we've done that. Now that we have the green light to go again, we are going to do that, but what we want to do is do that in the safest way possible.
Yeah, you know, one of the ways that we're going to maintain that safety and really kind of help you to feel comfortable coming to church and worshiping with us here at Emmaus Road is we're actually going to go to 2 services. If you've been coming to Emmaus Road, you know that our services have actually been packed for a long time now. We're grateful for what God is doing as He's building His church here. But we're going to go to 2 services, 9 and 10:30. And that's just going to give more space in the sanctuary and kind of alleviate some of the packed crowds that could be happening because people have just been cooped up at home and they want to kind of get out and about. And so the services are going to be stripped down to about like 50 to 55 minutes or so. Again, 9 and 10:30, and that's going to leave time in between for multiple volunteers to actually clean up the sanctuary in between the services.
Yeah.
Great. Sounds great.
Yeah.
So I heard you mention a safe environment. How are you guys going to provide a safe environment for us here when we come on Sunday?
Yeah. You know, that's a big thing for us because what we want to do is we want you not just to come here, but we want you to have peace of mind when you do come here. So with that being said, if weather allows us, what we plan on doing is limiting, well, let me go back a step. Our plan is to limiting the things that you need to touch when you come here. So right now, we have both of our double doors open, as you can see. So we'll do that. There will be, when you usually come here, we have greeters at each of the doors, and we handshake, we hold doors, we talk to you. We're going to do a little bit less of that this time. We will have probably one greeter who will stand outside there's a little wall there about 4 feet away, 5 feet away from where you actually walk through the door, and that person will be there greeting you. Not handshaking you, but at least they'll be there and they'll welcome you and tell you we're glad to be here. So that's one of the ways.
Yeah, we know. Again, you've been cooped up in your houses and you want to see people in the natural reaction, like for all of us, for all times, to give hugs, high fives, handshakes. We're just going to ask that you just refrain from that. If for whatever reason you do slip and throw in a high five, we do have a bunch of hand sanitizer spaced out all around on all the tables, all throughout the church here. And so feel free to grab those, or go to the bathroom, wash your hands. We've got plenty of cleaning products. We've actually extended the cleaning hours here at the church. It's been going on for this whole quarantine. We've been coming in and cleaning on a daily basis. Anytime the church is actually being used, it's going to be cleaned thoroughly. And any amount of time needed to make this church clean and sanitized, we've given those hours for that.
And it's a good thing that you talked about handshakes and hugs because I'll be honest, I'm a hugger. When I see the people in my church, I love them.
Yeah.
Like this has probably been one of the harder parts because as you're around them, you just want to help take care of them. And that's just been a little bit difficult since this has started. So know your audience, know who you're handshaking and hugging. Refrain from it if you can. don't get too close to me because I might hug you. But in saying that, another thing that we plan on doing for people's safety is right over here. And we're going to shift this way a little bit. One of the things that we provide for people each week is we provide coffee and donuts. And we're going to continue to do that, but we're going to do it differently. Usually we lay it out and people can walk up and they can grab coffee and they put their their sugar and milk in.
And all that stuff. Yeah.
If you don't know, I've never had a sip of coffee in my life, so
Coffee lover.
I kind of stumbled over that. But what we're going to do is we're going to have the donuts in this case. We're going to have coffee right here, but everything that you get will be served to you. So where Andrew is, we'll have 2 people back there, and they'll serve you and they'll hand you it in a napkin. And then also, just so you know, they'll be wearing gloves. And in addition to them wearing gloves, now this is how far we want to take our safety measures, is the people who serve you will also have their temperature taken earlier that day. So when they come in on Sunday morning, we have a scanner that scans them, and we'll make sure that they're fever-free before they serve anybody anything.
Yeah.
So, how's that? Pretty good?
Sounds good.
We're trying. So, okay.
Sounds good. Well, I'm just going to ask, will they be wearing masks, or are you requiring them to wear masks when they're serving other people?
Yeah.
No, we're not. We take it seriously, and that's why the gloves are going to be here. Why we have hand sanitizer. Why the distancing is going to happen. Why the temperature checks are going to be taken as well. And so we understand that there are some steps that need to be taken, but no masks will be required of our servers.
We were going to have all of our greeters, like we were going to have multiple people like we normally do at the doors greeting you. And we thought, well, if they're doing that, then maybe they should wear a mask. And that's part of the reason why we're cutting back on our greeters. We kind of feel like being greeted with the mask is a little like, I don't know. So we'll have one person out there who, like I said, will be a little bit ways. Okay. Both the double doors will be open so you don't need to touch them. And we're going to try not to do the mask thing.
But also feel free, if you got your own coffee, bring your own coffee. If you got your own donuts, bring your own donuts.
Yeah,
we're good with that too.
That's a great idea.
So,
yeah.
And bring me an extra donut, by the way.
And I don't know if we made this clear or not, but let me say another thing. I'll squeeze back into the shot here a little bit. We have someone who cleans our church twice a week. Now, we have not met in this building. There's only like a handful of people who've been allowed in the building in the last few weeks. So, but we still clean the building every week. Because if someone does come in, we want everything wiped down. So our cleaning person is already doing 10 hours a week of cleaning here at Emmaus Road Church. What we're going to do is this. She is also going to clean every single day people come in. Now, it won't be a thorough cleaning like you do in the bathrooms, but she will walk through every area where people touch. And I want to show you something as Matt sits there real quick. So we realize this, that when someone sits in one of those chairs, they put their hand here, they pull the chair out, they come around, they sit down, they put their hands here, they put their hands here. We're wiping all of that down. Every time people come into our church, we're not wiping down every doorknob, every pull on a drawer. You walk into the bathroom and you turn the lights on, that needs to be wiped down. We are going to do our best to wipe down every touch point we possibly can and can think of for people's safety. Okay? So, with that, why don't we walk towards the sanctuary, and we're going to answer a few more safety things as we go. Okay?
Sounds good.
So,
like about maybe the nursery, or
Yep.
is that going to be available, or?
Yeah, I mean, our services are going to look a little bit different. The experience that you have had here at Emmaus Road over the last number of years or months that you've been attending here, a lot of those things are going to remain. Some things are going to change. We can talk about our services. First of all, everything that you have come to love about the services at Emmaus Road are going to remain. I mean, you're going to hear law gospel preaching. Worship is going to elevate the name of Jesus. We're going to gather together and sing praises and just worship Jesus together as a big family, which I know you and your family and all families here at Emmaus Road love. But again, it is going to be stripped down to 50 to 55 minutes. We're not going to have any bulletins. So kind of just, again, talking about the touch points eliminating those. Bibles that are normally in the racks of the chairs, those are going to be stripped. The words are going to be up there on the screen. We're not going to we're not going to bring offering plates out into those who come to gather, and we're actually going to encourage online giving. We've been talking about that over the number of weeks that we've been in quarantine, but also we do have baskets at the end of the sanctuary here. As they exit, you can throw a check or some cash, whatever you want to give for an offering in that way.
And one more thing we're going to be changing. This is a big one because we've done this probably almost every we've done this every Sunday since I've been the lead pastor here, and we started a little bit before then. But every Sunday we do about a 3 to 5 minute meet and greet.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite times of the service. I like to stand near the front and listen to people greet each other, and the noise of all the joy from seeing each other fills my heart. So because of trying to limit touch points, as we're talking about, and give people peace of mind, we're going to eliminate our meet and greet until we feel like it's safe again. But that won't be a part of the service. And I know people are wondering about that because we've done it every Sunday.
Yeah.
So that will be taken out.
But yeah, we also, as you asked before, there is going to be no nursery, no children's church, no Sunday school here at the actual church building. We will continue to provide adult Bible fellowship on Saturdays at 10 o'clock through Zoom. But again, we just encourage people to continue to go online, look at our Facebook page, and see what's being offered and what's happening in the life of our church.
Yeah.
Can you still use the nursery though during the service if you need to?
The nursery will be only open for parents who need to change their child. And the other thing that will still be open is we have a nursing room for mothers that will also be open.
Okay.
So those will both be available to people. And just so you know, Andrew and I have both been preaching for a number of years. We welcome your families in the service. So if you think, man, my kid can't do that, my kid's going to distract you as you preach, here's my promise to you. I've only had one set of kids ever distract me while I'm preaching, and they're mine. It's just like you can only hear your own kids, it seems like. So if you feel comfortable bringing your family and you're worried about noise, don't be. The noise your kids make point to a church that's alive. We love having children in church.
Yeah.
So how's that? You doing all right?
Good, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Also,
Yeah, I was just going to ask about how you guys set up the sanctuary.
Yeah, I mean, you can see here that the chairs have been set up completely different to allow spacing in between. We have on the left here rows of 5 for some larger families. We have 2 rows of 3, and then row of 4 on the other side. A lot more space in between.
And let's say, for example, let's just say you have a family of 4 and you want a little bit of space. Here's what we're going to say to you. You can take this chair over, push it right here. You can move your leave a little space, and sit here with your family, okay? And if you maybe you can also see this. Andrew, why don't you walk in front of me real quick?
Yeah.
We have doubled the space from in between. When we said to you earlier, Linda, we took out 65 chairs out of our sanctuary. We took them out and we spaced all these rows. It's probably double the amount of space. That's about 3 feet, right? No, 2.5 feet right there. So we're about 3 to 4 feet away from the head of the person sitting in front of us. So
yeah, and if for whatever reason the service does seem, maybe you choose the 9 o'clock service, which we're actually really encouraging a lot of people to come. If you've come at 10:30, try out the 9 o'clock. We'd love for you to again take that time frame a little bit differently in your approach on Sunday mornings. But if for whatever the sanctuary does seem to fill up, we do have that wonderful atrium that we were just in for an overflow purpose, and there will be chairs and tables and seats available there, and a very large screen for you to kind of view the service that we'll be streaming there simultaneously.
So if someone would rather just sit out there, they can just sit out there even if
If they
sanctuary's
choose
not
that,
full?
absolutely.
Great.
Absolutely.
Okay.
They can
Perfect.
enjoy all the coffee and donuts they want.
yes.
Perfect.
So-
Sounds good. Okay. So what do you say to a person that's maybe hesitant about coming on Sunday?
Yeah, that's a great question. And we thought about this, and here's where we landed. Like I said at the beginning of the video, we have been listening to our elected officials have said, and they've given us the green light. And why? Because we have less cases in our county. Some counties have been allowed to meet. Some counties aren't allowed to have things going on just yet. So with that, we are going to have our services, but we would say this to you. We want to minister to those who are ready to go out and those who are not. So in that, we will still at 10:30, we'll at 10:30 or sometime around then, we will put our messages and our service up on the internet and on Facebook like we have been, and we'll go from there. And when I say that, the reason why we're meeting is because we want to minister to both groups. Those who are really anxious to get back in here and worship. Because see, we believe that here's what we do. We believe that we preach the message of Jesus Christ. We believe that people are riddled by their sin, and this is a need. Going and hearing and sitting there and hearing about, yes, we are sinners in need of a Savior, and Jesus provides that for us.
Amen.
So can we do that online? We can. But is there something about looking forward to being back in this room? Yes. Matter of fact, this week somebody asked me, "Are you opening on Sunday?" And I gave them like this coy look, like, "We'll see," and they started to cry, like, "I hope so." And they went and told me more about their story, but like, I want back in my church. So we hope to minister to both groups moving forward. And in saying that, at Emmaus Road Church, there's people who, like me, I wear jeans almost every Sunday. Some people wear slacks, shorts, sweatpants, whatever. However they feel comfortable coming. We want you to still have that same liberty.
Yeah.
So when I say that, wear a face mask. If you want to wear a face mask, bring one with you, and wear it when you're here. We would love to still have you come.
Yeah.
So wear that.
Absolutely. Hey, and if you're watching this here in DeWitt and the surrounding towns, and your home church, again, has decided not to reopen, we know that this has been a decision that a lot of churches are going through and working through with their leadership. But if they aren't opening their doors and you want to come to an actual physical worship service, we encourage you to come here. We know that might possibly change where you go back to your home congregation, and we encourage that. But if you're just missing the church of God physically gathered, come and worship with us. We would love to have you be a part of our service.
Absolutely. So, and if you're watching this right now and you regularly attend Emmaus Road Church, here's one more thing we'd ask you to do. We'd ask you, after you watch this video, hit the share button so people know that we are meeting, and then also that they can hear the length of things that we have done to make sure that when you come here, you are safe and that you feel safe. Now, because that's what we want to do. We want to do our best to make sure when you come here that you are taken care of.
Yeah. So Lynn, do you have any more questions?
I don't think so.
Again, if you do have a question or a comment, please put it down in the section below here on this. You can also call the church, call Pastor Brandon, myself, text us, email us. We'd love to hear from you. But most of all, we'd love to see you this Sunday, either at 9 or 10:30.
So thank you for spending some time with us today. And we just, we're praying for you guys, praying for everybody. And when I say that, we're praying for your jobs, your marriages, your relationships with your kids. We know that it's just been a difficult season, and we care for you guys. So with that, God's blessings, and we hope to see you Sunday.
Yeah. Take care.